Okay, so we're going to start on this one. It says on Saturday you bowl at Mar Vista Bowl, where each game is $3.50 and it costs $2 to rent shoes. But then on Sunday you go to bowl at Pins, where each game is $3.25 and it costs $5 to rent shoes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just put this in my calculator and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. I know that each game is $3.50. So I'm going to start with $3.50 and add an X value because of that word each. That cost is going to repeat based on how many games we play. Then we're also going to have to pay for our shoes, which is $2. On Sunday at Pins, each game is $3.25. So that means it needs an X value because that cost is going to repeat with each game. And our shoes are 5. And I know we want to know how many games we have to bowl for each amount to cost the same thing. So we're going to put in X values and wait for those two top lines to be equal. So let's try a 1. Nope. 2. No. 3. Sometimes you just have to be patient. You know it's got to be a positive number because you can't play a negative number of games. We're up to 7. We're still not matching. 8 came pretty close, but not quite. Let's see what 10 does. We're still not there, but we're getting closer. Oops, sorry about that. There's 11. And let's try 12. And there you go. $44 a piece. Okay, so X is 12. That means we'd have to bowl 12 games at each place for it to cost the same amount. Now, this problem here, I'm going to show you how to do it without solving it. And we did this in class, but we're going to talk about this one as well. If you look up here at your solution set, okay, you notice it's a closed circle. So that means that underneath, it's going to have to be equal to. And you notice the arrow is pointing toward the left. So I'm going to put that right there. I know they're solving for X. And by this solution set, I know it says X has to be less than or equal to positive 2. So the first thing I'm going to look for is the inequality signs. We know that our answer has to have an equal to. It has to have that line underneath because that circle is closed. So A is a possibility, B is out because it does not have that line, C is a possibility, and D is a possibility. Now, let's keep looking. Here, when you look at A, that inequality is facing the wrong direction, but we have to look at the number in front of X to see if it's going to flip. Well, that 2 is positive, so it will not flip, and that is going the wrong way, so A is out. Now let's look at C. That inequality is also going the wrong way, but let's look at the number in front of X. It is a negative, which means that this symbol, that inequality, is going to have to flip and become less than or equal to, just like our answer. So that is definitely a possibility. Now let's look at D. It is heading left with an equal to, but when we look at the X, it has a negative, which means that it would have to flip and go right. Well, our solution set goes left, so that means C has to be my answer.